Hello and welcome in. It's Monday, and it's another episode of the best in paranormal talk radio, Beyond the Darkness. Yes, I'm not Dave Schrader. I don't sound anything like him. In fact, I've smoked plenty of cigars and drank plenty of whiskey and still can't hit that range. I'm sorry. I'm Tim Dennis. I'm the co-host and producer of the show. And as you may or may not remember, Dave said he was going to that land of unpronounceable names, England, this week. And so that leaves me behind here in the States to pronounce names and basically fill in for shows. This week we're doing best ofs. And I know you're like, oh, best ofs. This is no ordinary repeat week, folks. We're going to have a great week. Not only are we going to have a great week, terrific week, and a memorable week, I've been digging up some gems. I've been going into the archives, digging up some wonderful programs that you're going to go, oh, wow. Either I've never heard that before, or I've heard that before, but man, it's been a while, and oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I remember how funny that was. I remember how informative that was. I remember how great that was. So we're going to just kind of go back in time. You can do the little doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo as we go back in time this week. And this week, in this Monday particularly, I know how everybody looks forward to supernatural news and Parashare. So what I wanted to do this week for supernatural news, I didn't want to leave you without. I know Dave said that, we were going to dig into a lot of interviews and we were going to do this. And tomorrow is our 150th show here on the Jericho Network and Podcast One. So I'll tell you, tomorrow we're going to visit with Lorraine Warren. We're going to go back in time and we'll visit with Lorraine Warren and we'll talk paranormal, but we'll also talk a little bit about how she and Ed Warren met, how their love story. So it's going to be a very interesting program tomorrow. But today, I wanted to go back in time a little bit. Speaking of capturing magic, I wanted to capture a little bit of magic from the Darkness Radio days of supernatural news. And I wanted to grab a show that involved Mallie Fox. Why not, right? We hear, and we get here at Beyond the Darkness, we get notes from people every once in a while. Well, where's Mallie? Well, how come you guys don't pull people from the past, from Darkness Radio, and throw them on like any of the old interns or anything like that? So I figured this week, why don't we do that? But we're going to pull Mallie from the past and bring her here to the future. It's time travel of sorts, and we're gonna do an old episode of Darkness Radio Supernatural News, and one that I couldn't stop laughing at. So I think you'll enjoy this as well. And then after the break, when we come back, we're going to go back in time and say hello to one of our favorite characters as well. So let's visit a past episode of Supernatural News and say hi again to Mallie Fox. Let's do that now here on Beyond the Darkness.
Good evening and welcome to the show. This is the best in paranormal talk radio. Darkness Radio is on the air. I'm your host, Dave Schrader. Along with me, supernatural news correspondent Tim Dennis and our own lovely Mallie Fox here to report on the strange paranormal news in pop culture.
Well, it turns out that blogger Regan Lee started off the new year right. She saw a UFO.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good way to start off the year.
That is a good, some people see fireworks. Some people see the inside of a champagne bottle. Regan Lee, UFO. The new year was barely moments old when Regan Lee had already experienced a UFO sighting. Orlando Paranormal Examiner obtained statements about the incident via email on Thursday from the paranormal blogger, as well as comments from her esoteric interests and plans for the future. According to Lee's blog, the orange orb, she and some others were on the Oh, you're already skeptical because her blog is the Orange Orb?
No, because isn't it what she saw was an orange orb?
No, that's her blog.
Oh.
The Orange Orb.
Okay.
Right. You're already skeptical because of her blog called The Orange Orb?
Yeah.
She and some others were on the porch of her home in Eugene, Oregon, watching fireworks as 2014 arrived. You're skeptical of her porch?
I'm skeptical that Oregon exists.
Oh, you're skeptical.
I don't believe it.
You're skeptical of Eugene, Oregon in particular?
Yes.
Okay.
Eugene. Come on. I'm going to name a town Eugene.
Well, the founders.
Is it like the water tower with a big pocket protector on it?
Yeah, maybe.
Glasses with tape in the middle. Hello, welcome to Eugene.
God, we're making enemies inside the
God,
U.S.
I'm going to get
now?
emails from Eugenes all around the world, and I'm going to get emails from people in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you, Oregon.
Yeah.
We have friends in Oregon.
Well,
you had friends.
Define friends. I know people, Mallie. But I'm not wishing satellites would drop on them like you, Canada hater.
It's just one, and she needs to be in the ocean. We'll be okay.
Wow. Okay. Good God. I don't think there is an ocean in Canada, Mel.
We'll just bring her out to the ocean.
Why is this suddenly we? Has this become a caper film? Tim, did you hear
I
this?
have a new SUV. We can fit her in
Suddenly
there.
we are going to go help Mallie take out a Canadian.
Well, there is French parts in Canada, Dave. There's a we involved.
Yes. OUI. Not we. Tim and I are out. Tagged out. Especially if there's going to be a lot of running in motion cam. I'll puke all over and leave evidence.
Yeah.
Wow. Sorry. What were we talking about? Canadian Prime Minister? What?
So 2014.
Oregon.
Yeah,
Yes.
Eugene, Oregon. Porch of Reagan Lee's home. Fireworks going off everywhere.
Excellent sound effects, Tim, as always.
2014 arrives. The display stopped, and a few minutes after midnight, Lee spotted what she described as a large object coming towards the group. There you go. Straight from the site itself. She went on to say, this thing, which I assumed was a plane, though an odd one, was moving upwards. Lee wrote in the early morning of January 1st at the Orange Orb. That's the blog, not the actual thing.
Good.
Cylinder-shaped with really bright orange lights, or more like the whole thing was one orange light. I didn't see any other lights like a plane would have. No red, no white, etc. She
couldn't say green. There's really only three, red, white, and green, isn't there?
Well, it's ETC.
Yeah, that doesn't spell green.
No, it doesn't.
Lazy. Just couldn't say one more color, could you?
Well, maybe there's
Lee.
Maybe there's a blue light on it.
I don't know. Are there blue lights on planes? Blue light special, maybe.
I don't know. She explained Thursday.
Mallie's going to blow any second now.
Yep.
Mount Fox over there is percolating.
Might be a fuchsia light for those fabulous planes flying the friendly skies.
Why not?
Yeah. She explained Thursday to Orlando Paranormal Examiner that she looked for characteristics as would be on a plane, such as wings and a tail, but saw none. Neither did the object make any sound. It was orange, either one light or a few, but so close together it looked like one, Lee explained. It came from the east, headed west, rose upwards. As it did so, dimmed, no lights or color except for a bare grayish kind of light. Then it descended and looked white. And she said, I had gone to go get the binocs. Evidently, that's some sort
That's Oregonian for
binoculars.
Binoculars,
Yeah.
Tim. Oregonian, huh?
Oregonian, yes.
You like that? Their team,
nice.
the Ducks?
Yes, they're a college team.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Mighty Ducks.
Why did you have to say college team? They don't have a professional team, do they? The Oregon Fighting Ducks.
Yeah.
Quack.
Fighting Ducks.
Flack.
Yeah. I think they have one professional team.
Who?
A hockey team. No, not a hockey
No, I
team.
don't think they have hockey.
They don't have. I think
They have a minor league team.
Yeah. And the Ducks, which are awesome, by the way. I like the Ducks. I'll watch their games.
Okay. I had to strain there to think if they had a professional team.
Yeah.
I guess
Is that
not.
what I smelled?
No, they do have a professional team. The Portland Trail Blazers.
Oh.
NBA team.
That's still not proof, Tim.
That's proof.
Yeah.
So she went to get the binocs, looked through them. The object was now round, whitish, with a blue tinge. See, blue tinge, kind of translucent, headed northwest. Watched it till it was gone from my sight, she said. Reagan Lee was no stranger to the paranormal community. She writes for UFO Magazine, is a columnist at Binnell of America, and maintains several blogs, including Octopus Confessional, where she keeps a finger on the pulse of Big Brother. She has spoken openly over the years about her own experiences in UFO sightings, one of which inspired the title of The Orange Orb. Several years ago, Lee and her husband experienced what they would each later describe as a sighting of a flying orange orb. Each interpreted missing time, but curiously, some details would later seem fuzzy, such as exactly when and how it happened. Lee did not feel the confusion detracted from the strangeness of the circumstances, but added to it. Lee explained on Thursday, to this day, we argue over some details, but we both agree that we had missing time about the object itself. A single orange sphere, light, rather the object lit from within, so it seemed. This kind of sounds like a personal ad, doesn't it? Also, after that, I had terrifying dreams for a while, dreams where I'm standing outside a beam of bright white light, so bright that I can see through things, beaming down on me from above. I am absolutely terrified and screaming, "Let me go," but I can't move. They or something is preventing me from moving. I also know that Jim, my husband, is gone. They have him, but won't let me go to him. I keep screaming, "What have you done with him?" But it or they don't care what I think or feel. They just keep me there, paralyzed under that beam. Lee stated that she thinks that the UFO sighting early Wednesday morning was likely due to something man-made. I think, after thinking about it, it was a drone or something of ours. I find the timing of the sighting with recent news items about Oregon being one of 9 states selected by the FAA to do drone research interesting. And today, another item on OSU, or Oregon State University, taking part in drone technology. Asked what about the orange orb sighting, she says, "Oh, that's a long story. I have no explanation or how to explain missing time. Either it was aliens or the government. I find it perfectly reasonable that our government would experiment on us like that. Could be or not, I really do not know. But continuing down that rabbit hole, there is the fact that both I and my husband have had a lifetime of UFO and generally paranormal experiences since childhood, including shared missing time years before the Orange Orb event. It was such personal circumstances that led Lee to have substantial empathy for those who report paranormal phenomena and UFO sightings. She consistently demonstrates a great deal of willingness to accept the existence of non-human intelligence as a foregone conclusion. She says, "I know that there are non-human entities around us, with us, aware of us. That's a given. That's not an argument or open to debate. UFOs as well. Question is, what are they? Why are they? What do they want? And how are we connected to this?" Now, Lee expressed continuing surprise at the number of people who seek a single conclusive explanation for such mysteries. She says, "I'm still surprised at the expectation of many who think there's one answer to this. Once we explain UFOs with a theory, they're from Mars, they're from our subconscious, they're the government, they're time travelers, they're this idea, well, that's it, problem solved, answered and done with." She said, when really sometimes UFOs are aliens from other planets, sometimes they're more paranormal, sometimes they're our own technology, sometimes they're non-human entities that aren't ET, but not us either. It's like a dancing ball with dozens of faces showing us one, then another. It's all of those things, yet no one thing is the answer. She says, "I also think there's an intelligent energy that plays on all that and then plays with us or messes with us, knowing we'll chase after whatever scenario is presented. The exploration of UFOs has an ongoing learning curve," Lee suggested, with many perspectives and approaches. "No one can speak for another. We all have to go at it and figure it out on our own. While there are a lot of ideas I don't agree with or much care about, like exopolitics or disclosure or the time travel theory to explain aliens, I don't get bothered by them. I don't take it personally." She says, "What really does bug me are these self-elected UFO police who mandate what is and what isn't valid UFO fodder, the ones who decide what is serious and what isn't, etc." Again, there's that etc. thing. The whole UFO phenomena is full of contradictions, as most esoteric stuff is. UFOs are both very, very serious and not one damn bit serious at all. That's according to Reagan Lee.
She is a dichotomy, this Reagan Lee.
She is. She says, what does 2014 have in store for Reagan Lee? Well, she says, keep working away at this stuff. I feel optimistic about that. For a long while since last spring, I was feeling burnt out, I guess, feeling that I had nothing to say, uninspired. It's not that I wasn't interested, but I was just apathetic. But recently I feel that I've been reawakened to things. thinking a lot about the connections between seemingly unrelated phenomena and UFOs, among other things. For example, I've gone back to one of my passions, Oracle and Tarot, and have been doing readings again. I've started my own business doing readings. Lee stated that she might do some traveling, maybe visit some popular Fortean and UFO sites. Other than that, she concluded, we'll see. There you go.
She really knows how to close out a statement.
She does.
We'll see. Let's take a break. When we come back, Mallie Fox is on deck with stories of the strange paranormal from our own pop culture world around us. Ms. Mallie Fox, the hater of all things Canadian. Unbelievable.
That's not true.
Get back. Just leave Canada alone.
I like maple syrup and bacon.
That's it. You jerk.
And Coho hockey stick.
You're going to get
and I like
Canada
hockey.
pissed at us again. Knock it off.
No.
We're already
love
banned in
Canada.
one country.
We are.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you remember? It was
Yeah,
about
isn't like the Middle East or something?
5 years ago. Yeah, we were banned in some country. Yeah. I really don't care.
I think it's awesome.
Their listeners still stream us on the internet. You know,
That's true.
You know they're listening to us. Yeah. It was somewhere like Baccarat or something. I can't remember the name of the country, but we were banned
Bahrain?
in one country. Let's get into some paranormal pop culture and news that I know is going to excite Tim Dennis.
Yes.
Really?
Hit him up with it.
You know why it's going to excite you?
Why is that?
Because one of the hottest women in the world is going to get naked.
All right!
Betty White?
What?
No.
No.
Hot flashes, I thought you meant. Okay.
No.
God, at her age, I don't think she could have a hot flash. She's like kindling. 91, she'd just go up. Oh, really? Too soon? Too soon?
Just a tiny bit.
Betty doesn't listen. I'm not
You
worried.
never know.
She banned us in her household, too.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Like the
one night
Human
where you French
Torch.
kissed Betty White at a New Year's Eve party, and suddenly she doesn't want to be your friend.
Yeah, and you're banned from all the Hollywood parties.
Yep.
Okay. What have we got now?
Well, I'm actually talking about Scarlett Johansson. So we know that she's hot in all of her movies,
Oh, yeah.
but she's giving but she's giving the people what they want.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Scarlett plays a nude alien seductress with hypnotic powers in her new movie Under the Skin. I can't even say that. Johansson will heat the screens in the United States in just a few months. Under Your Skin, which features Scarlett as a sexy alien who seduces hitchhikers for her plant back home. You think it's supposed to be planet? Because it says
be.
plant.
Maybe she has a plant like, maybe this is like a sequel to not Rocky Horror Picture Show. Little Shop of
Oh,
Horrors.
yes, there we go.
Little Shop of Rocky Horrors picture show.
Well, so it's going to hit the big screen in the U.S. on April 4th. The opening sequence features Scarlett Johansson nude and the rest of the movie in her panties.
So Tim's not going to go anywhere past the first 2 minutes of the
Nope,
film.
he's going to
have
need
a
2 buckets of popcorn.
I've never
Wow.
had a reason to wear a raincoat to a movie theater, and now I do.
Nice, Pee Wee.
Scarlett says, I'm not a nudist by trade, contrary to popular belief. The idea of recognizing all these judgments that I place on myself and letting go of them was sort of therapy. I didn't feel judged by anybody else. I was only judging myself, so I needed to let go of it. Scarlett appeared nude with the actress Keira Knightley on the cover of the March 2006 issue of Vanity Fair. Maxim magazine named Scarlett number 6 in their Hot 100 issue in 2006, and she rose to number 3 in 2007 and to number 2 in 2008.
Always being beat out by Mallie Fox.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't even make the top 100.
Oh, stop it.
Scarlett has been named to Maxim's Hot List every year since then. For her role in the sexy sci-fi film, Scarlett drove around Glasgow, Scotland, wearing a dark wig, a fur coat, and some hooker red lipstick for a few weeks in 2011.
Look at Tim is
Was he
trembling.
getting exciting?
He's trembling. He might burst into flames.
He's shaking.
Lipstick.
Back in 2011, looking for random men, real people, not actors, to have sex with.
What?
Okay.
That's what it says. I swear.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, rewind. Read that sentence again.
Okay. Wearing a dark wig, a fur coat, and some hooker red lipstick for a few weeks in 2011, looking for random men, real people, not actors, to have sex with. Period.
Is this from the Onion magazine or something, Mel?
I don't know.
This seems a bit. I mean, I've heard about her being naked in the new movie, but
Right. Well, it continues to go on. It says the men who Scarlett hit on had no idea it was the Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
They also didn't know that they were being filmed. Scarlet plays an alien looking for human prey. A lot of the movie does take place between the worlds of Earth and Scarlet's planet. The actress improvised her way through most of the film, driving around Glasgow in a van and teasing men. Under Your Skin's director, Jonathan Glazer, who also made...
Tim wasn't just walking around the streets of Glasgow. He would have fallen down and died.
He so would have.
Hey, would you like to come have sex with me, laddie?
And then none of us would believe him when he would be trying to tell us the story. We'd be like, yeah, right. Yeah. But the director who also made Sexy Beast with Ben Kingsley and Birth said that the van that Scarlett drives, she was really driving. She got my voice in an earwig, and I'm in the back of the car with the director of photography and the first assistant director and the sound man. Rotten Tomatoes has given Under Your Skin mixed reviews. Some reviews say it could well become a cult movie, and others call it laughingly bad. So,
Sounds like Pamela Anderson's Barbed Wire movie, which in the first 5 minutes when she's doing the nude dance, and then nobody's really ever watched it beyond that.
Oh, see, I've never seen the movie, so I didn't even know she was naked in that one. What?
You didn't know that?
Yeah. No.
Wasn't that was Barbed Wire, wasn't it, Tim?
Have it memorized.
Yes, he did.
I'm sure you do.
That's not the scary part. It's that he can reenact the entire dance scene.
I can.
It's frightening.
Yep.
You got a couple more stories for me there, Mel?
Sure.
What do you got next?
Well, Snooki is in the news.
God, that is paranormal.
I know, exactly. Strange. Yes. Nicole Polizzi, I believe her last name is, but we'll just call her
Nobody
Snooki.
cares, yeah?
She might make people laugh when they hear that she wants a zombie-proof shelter, and she doesn't care about it. That people are laughing at her. The celebrity is building a new house and has a beautiful son, and she's loving life. She just wants to make sure that if any zombies show up at her front door, the family isn't going to be attacked. On Monday, the star revealed that people will poke fun at her when she...
Who is it? Oh, it must be one of my Jersey Shore friends, because I don't understand what they're saying either. That's my take. I could be wrong.
You're pretty spot on there.
Did you watch that show?
Yes, I actually did. Wow. There was one Saturday where I started in the morning.
Much more understandable.
Yes, and
doesn't it? Tim? It kind of ties it all together nicely.
I'm all hip. Well, I'm hip and happening.
You're hip, all right. Yeah. Cuckoo, cuckoo, Mrs. Robinson. Yeah, go ahead.
So anyway, she revealed that people do poke fun at her when she opens up about her zombie issues. She says, every time I tell people I want to build a zombie-proof shelter, they think I'm an a-hole. Wait till it happens and we'll see who the a-hole is.
Yeah, tell him, Snook.
Technically, the star makes a valid point. If people make fun of her, yes. Okay. Because if people make fun of her when there is an apocalypse, she isn't going to be opening the doors.
Because the one thing that's going to cross my mind is, damn it, Snooki was right, Tim! Snooki was right!
If it were going to be anybody, it'd be Snooki.
Really?
No.
She'd have a lot of liquor for us.
As a matter of fact, now that she's on board, I have no faith in there ever being a zombie apocalypse.
So that was it. That was
the pushing point. That was the tipping point. Once I realized Snooki's in on the bandwagon, I want off. Pull over. I'm going to go jump on the Justin Timberlake bandwagon. He's bringing sexy back, Tim.
He already has.
Did he? Yeah. How much did he get for it?
About $1.295.
Excellent. Well, good for him. Yeah. All right. Is there more to this story, Mel?
Well, you basically kind of hit it, just saying people are divided. Some people take it seriously and some others find it funny.
Some people
so all that stuff. So basically, she wants to have a shelter so when the apocalypse comes, she's all ready.
I think Jersey's safe. I don't think zombies are going to go to Jersey to eat.
You never know, though.
No. Well, they do have good pizza. Pizza Land. They'll head over the bridge for Pizza Land. What do you think, Tim?
Pizza Land?
Yeah.
New Jersey?
See, something about his
the
Jell-O?
beginning of The Sopranos, remember? They drive past Pizza Land.
Right.
Are you...
good pizza.
Are you pooping? What are you doing? Are you looking a little...
No. I'm
flustered.
Good. I'm good.
Are you trying to find the first 5 minutes of that movie with Scarlett Johansson?
Yes.
I knew it. All right.
You got me.
It's not out yet, darling.
It doesn't matter. It's got to be leaked somewhere.
I will find it on the internet somewhere.
Comes out in April, I think.
All right. Go ahead, Mel. What else you got?
Christian Bale.
Yes.
So as Batman, he defeated colorful villains, including the Joker. But Bale's new challenge is of biblical proportions. Parting the Red Sea is in his latest role as Moses. Bale sports an impressive beard and is dressed in traditional robes. The 39-year-old Welsh actor, who was acclaimed for his Batman portrayal, plays a prophet in the epic Exodus, being filmed by Alien director Ridley Scott. A set has been built on one of the Canary Islands to depict ancient Egypt, and the cast includes Breaking Bad star Aaron Paul, Sir Ben Kingsley, and Sigourney Weaver. Paul will play Hebrew slave Joshua, who leads the Israelites to the Promised Land after the death of Moses. And the film is scheduled for release next December.
I think we have some audio from that, Tim. Let's go to that audio now.
Come on, children of Israel, follow me. I'll get us through the streets of Gotham. Just follow me.
I thought he
doesn't.
More
You
of a
should do
list.
like his rant. Remember when someone caught him on camera with doing his rant at somebody?
Yeah, that was during the Terminator Salvation.
Yeah, so do it-
Salvation.
Hey,
now he's
so
playing Mosai.
Thanks for the tablets, God.
You sound like a raspy
lisp.
Tweety bird.
Thanks for the tablet.
No, it's more Sylvester,
He
isn't
has,
it?
he has such a bad lisp. He really does.
I didn't think it was really a lisp, though.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'll take care of the Romans. You just get the people through the waterway, Alfred.
You think that's how it went down?
I think so.
Yeah. He pulls back the robes and he's got the utility belt.
Oh, goodness gracious.
My rod and my staff, they comfort me.
Yeah.
Fluffer and Cluckadash.
It was really bad in the last movie.
Yeah, okay, his lisp is not that
Oh, it
bad.
was terrible in the last one.
No.
In the last movie, it
My
was
name is
terrible.
Moses. Come with me.
That's
We're all spiritual people.
spiritual. Nice.
Walking on water is not easy. Don't try it at home. Not too many people have the ability. Let's see. There's Jesus and, well, that's about it.
That was it?
Chris Angel, but I'm pretty sure there was plexiglass.
There was,
I'm just going to say. Unfortunately for one pastor on the west coast of Africa, his attempt to become the second man to make this impossible feat a reality cost him his life. Pastor Frank Cabell, 35, told his congregation that he was capable of reenacting the very miracles of Jesus Christ. He decided to make it clear through the way of demonstration on Gabon's beach in the capital city of Libreville. Referencing Matthew 14:22-33, Cabell said that he received a revelation which told him that with enough faith he could achieve what Jesus was able to do. According to an eyewitness, Cabell took his congregation out to the beach. He told them that he would cross the Kambo estuary by foot, which is normally a 20-minute boat ride. Sadly, by the... Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Sadly, by the second step into the water, Cabell found himself completely submerged. He never returned.
He couldn't swim?
Very Wile E. Coyote of...
Hold on, Pastor. Just let me part the ways.
This is not the first incident of this nature in Africa. At Ibadan Zoo in southwest Nigeria, a self-proclaimed prophet claimed to be able to do what the Daniel of the Bible did by walking into a den full of lions. Though he was warned numerous times by zookeepers, according to NG newspapers, the prophet thought of them as nothing more than the enemies of progress. The prophet, with a crowd of people watching him, put on a long red robe and proceeded to enter the cage full of lions. Within seconds of opening the door, the lions ripped the prophet from flesh to bone. The Bible should come with a warning label, "Don't try this at home."
I had $1 for every time I did that.
If I was going to try and walk water, I would make sure I would swim just in case God was taking a coffee break
Yeah, right.
and not paying attention
It
when I was
reminds
about
me-
to.
It reminds me of a joke. Mm-hmm. The whole thing, it reminds me of this joke where there's a guy in the bar, right? And he's getting drunk and he says, "You know what? I'll bet you $500 that I can catch the wind between these two buildings just right, and the pocket of wind will pick me right back up and put me on top of the bar." And all the other bar patrons start laughing, and they're like, "You're crazy. This is never going to work." And the guy and his buddy are just standing there nodding. He goes, "No, I think that I'm pretty sure. I've watched a lot of Weather Channel. I think I know how to do this." So he goes up on the roof and he makes a $500 bet with one of the other guys. And one guy's buddy's just shaking his head, and the guy gets up on the roof and licks his finger, holds it out, and feels a breeze, and he jumps off the building. About halfway down, all of a sudden he stops and floats back up and lands on the building. And the guy's like, "That's incredible." And he goes, "There's no way you could do that again." He goes, "Double or nothing." The guy goes, "Fine, double or nothing." The guy stands back up, licks his finger, holds it up. Breeze comes along. He jumps off, goes about halfway, floats back up and lands on the roof. The guy's like, "Can I try this? Can you tell me?" He goes, "Well, I can tell you when I think is the right time." So he gets up on the ledge and licks his finger and goes, "Now." So the guy jumps off the roof and hits the ground. And the two guys on the roof start laughing, and the one looks at him and goes, "Clark Kent, you are such a jerk when you're stoned." So, that always just cracked me up. That's what it reminded me of. It's like he's getting advice, and it's Jesus throwing back a couple of glasses of wine, telling him, oh, no, you can walk across the water. Go for it. Do it. Do it. Jesus. Come on, Jesus.
Come on.
Jesus. This is not the way to do it. Yeah. I've got some other weird news here, Tim.
Do ya?
Police say something was stirring at the Waverly Hills Sanitarium Thursday morning, but it weren't ghosts.
No.
Get behind me. I'll get you through Waverly Hills Asylum.
According to an arrest report, Louisville Metro Police arrested a Louisville man after he and two accomplices broke into the historic landmark, now marketed as a haunted house, and shot pictures of themselves inside the building. The alleged incident took place before 9 a.m. on Paralee Lane near Dixie Highway and East Pages Lane. Police say 19-year-old Christopher M. Ward and two others threw a brick through a window and climbed inside.
Oh.
While there, the trio allegedly moved across cases of soft drinks to the window and used a cell phone to take images of themselves inside the building, outside the building, and standing next to a broken window. Ward was arrested at his home a few hours later, according to the report. Police say he confessed on tape to the crime. He was charged with third-degree burglary. The sanitarium, which is marketed as the scariest place on earth. Is that the right kind of list?
A little bit, yeah.
According to its official website.
You just want to pull it back a little bit.
Opened in 1910.
To a house of tuberculosis patients.
There you go.
A larger facility
Was built in 1926.
with the capacity to house up to 400 patients, according to the website. It was later closed down and renovated. Today, the building serves as a local tourist attraction and haunted house. You don't want to mess with Tina and Charlie Madden.
No.
They are not somebody you want to mess with.
No.
Not at all. While we're talking crimes, since we do True Crime Tuesday, do you mind if I share kind of a true crime paranormal story here?
Please do.
Yeah. A man tried to rob a bank after paying $500 to a wizard to make him what, Mallie? What did he pay this wizard $500 to make him?
Invisible.
Tim, what would your bet be?
Bulletproof.
Let's read. Never trust strangers. That is something most of us were taught by our parents or guardians at an early stage of our life, especially if the stranger says he is a sorcerer who can turn you invisible while he's very good, Melly, you won, whilst you rob a bank.
Oh my God, he's scary.
Unfortunately, for one man in Iran, he made the mistake of trusting a fake sorcerer who convinced him that he was invisible. He could rob the banks.
He's so scary looking.
Give me $500. Abracadabra. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, this could be my best spell ever. I can't even see you. Really? I'm right here. Where? That voice, I can hear it. I can't see you.
I do that with my 2-year-old nephew all the time.
How could he not make eye contact with those guys' eyes? They're
This
scary.
guy's got the craziest bug eyes. The man explained to the court that he had paid 5 million reals, just under 290 pounds, to a wizard imposter. Who in return gave him a set of spells to tie to his arm. The fake sorcerer explained to him that the spells would make him invisible and that he could rob the banks all he wanted. Where'd you go? This is incredible. This could be my greatest accomplishment ever. Where do you... I'm over here. You really can't see me? This is nuts. God, I get 5% of whatever you get. This spell's remarkable. How stupid are you? Did you think to look in the mirror first? There's got to be a glass door you're going in through. You didn't catch your reflection and think, I don't know if this spell's working. Maybe go up to somebody and say hi first to see if they can see you.
Maybe he's a little slow in the head.
Oh, people are, maybe. Thanks for that. Wow, Melly.
I'm giving him
Are you
the
sure you're not a
option.
psychologist? The way you grasp the human concept. Maybe he's off in the head. Which part? Paying somebody $500 to make him invisible or thinking he was? Oh, God, I got to laugh. Migraine now. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got more stupid stories to share here on Supernatural News. This is the best in paranormal talk radio because my mom says so. This is Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal talk radio. Darkness Radio is on the air. I'm your host, Dave Schrader, along with me, Tim Dennis. And Mallie was here until I gave her the incantation to make herself invisible.
She's gone.
Can you see me?
Mallie, are you still here? I see
here.
your pile of clothes on the floor. Tim, can you believe? I told her it only works on flesh, though. She has to remove all of her clothes in order for the spell to work.
Thank you,
Yeah.
And it's working. It's really cold in here.
Very. I mean, yes.
Yes.
Very cold.
Huh?
Oh, my God.
Yes. Thank you, God.
I'm,
I mean,
let me apologize now for laughing during the drowning of the pastor story. I didn't mean to laugh. It was just, sometimes you just got to scratch your head at how stupid people are. I guess I shouldn't say that either because it's not fair, right? We're taught to just have blind faith.
Right.
And believe in things and believe that if we do good, that we will be protected.
I feel bad. It was only his second step, though. He didn't get farther out.
Total Wile E. Coyote. Well, no, then he might have had people going, holy crap, he can at least walk 4 steps. That's pretty cool. Do you think he stopped and he held up the little sign that said yipe and then he went under? Okay. All right,
so
I think
much
we're
for
back.
that apology.
Yeah. No, I am sorry for that. And then the laughter. It does a body good, Tim.
It does.
Yeah, I feel better now.
Clears out the toxins.
Yeah. Although people that are driving and listening to our podcast on Monday are not going to be happy because they'll be laughing along with us and weaving. Yeah. Driving under the influence of darkness radio.
There you go.
Let's get back to more supernatural news. Let's put our heads together and come up with a really kick-ass show.
A kick-ass show, Dave.
Don't do that, because I like his speech impediment.
Oh, God.
Come on, Mallie. Show me your boobies. I'm Batman.
It's time for your
Just
mammogram.
end all your conversations with that, I'm Batman. And that'll get you everything you want.
Where'd you go, Mallie? That supernatural incantation worked. You're invisible.
That's a great disappearing trick you do.
Show me your boobies. I'm Batman.
You should say that while we walk through the airport next time.
God, no. Mel?
You do stuff to Timmy all the time at the airport.
Yeah, but I don't tell strangers.
Show me your boobies. I'm Batman.
I'm going to get hate mail just because I'm asking you to. People have to realize that we are like best friends.
I know.
Brothers,
We're like-
sisters, best
exactly.
friends. And when I
For like
tease you or
years.
flirt or we talk about your boobies, it's all in love and in jest.
Yes.
I would never do anything
I'm not
derogatory.
insulted, yeah.
That's right. Now go sit in the corner and be quiet.
Okay.
No, I'm just
That's what you usually tell Timmy.
yes. Well, who did you think I was just talking to?
Well, he's talking to me.
Yeah, let's get back to some supernatural news. We've eaten up this half an hour, rambling and giggling like buffoons. Tim Dennis, you're on deck, sir.
Well, we go to California, kids, where there have been multiple reports of UFO sightings across
Multiple
Great
UFO sightings. That's not what you said.
That's right, Dave.
Holy supernatural.
There have been lots of saucers in the sky.
You're going to get like the speech impediment club.
Do they have a club?
I'm sure they do. They're
Come on, guys. I don't like the way they're making fun of our speech impediment.
Wow, I sprayed a mild suffering succotash.
Don't make me say Sister Susie sitting on a thistle again.
We're not making fun of people with a speech impediment. It's just that Batman has a little lisp. That's all.
He does. And it got worse in the third movie.
You're going down, Joker, but you look fabulous in purple.
Maybe his mouth just got tired.
My ears did. All right. Tim, what's this story? UFOs over California, you say?
Multiple reports, Dave,
Really?
of UFO sightings across California. Federal authorities said that there have been no unusual flight activity in California, despite a flurry of reports by civilians in several cities who believe that they saw strange lights in the sky on New Year's morning. Kay Pinlick of Stockton told ABC News affiliate...
What's the name?
Kay Pinlick.
Pinlick. What an
Not
unfortunate...
Pinlick.
Pinlick.
Yeah.
No, not Lick, Dave. Pinlick.
Pinlick, you know,
sorry.
LAC,
That's
but
so much better.
Not Pinlack,
Pinlock.
but Lick.
Yeah.
Pinlock. Well, you say lack, lick, lock. You know,
Just saying, what an unfortunate last name.
Pinlick.
Yep, Pinlick.
She said, I've seen 6 bright orange-colored lights.
Oh.
Seen like 6 bright.
On New Year's Eve, right?
On New Year's morning.
So stupid Japanese lanterns or Chinese lanterns. It always turns out to be that.
She said they were almost like...
Disappointed. Spoiler alert. They're
I'm
just
Batman.
Chinese lanterns. I know because I'm Batman.
I see them all the time.
Well,
I
people are gonna
mistake them
hate
for the
this.
bat signal.
Oh, God, all right.
They were almost like in a diamond or triangle shape. It was weird, and so they started just separating. Pinlock captured a video of the lighted object on his iPhone. More witnesses across California reported similar sightings around the same time, including from Sacramento and Auburn. Well, we saw it right through the trees. Stephen Brown from Sacramento told News 10 it was bright enough to shine directly through the trees without any problem seeing it, he said. Whatever it was moved up and to the left. It hovered there for about probably 60 seconds. Then it took off at a rate of high speed. Auburn residents Terry and Hans Mouth, M-A-U-T-H, I'll clarify.
Mouth and Pinlick hang out together.
Mouth and Pinlick hang out together. Yes, they do.
Some people are just meant to be friends.
I know. Told News 10 described similar sightings that happened on New Year's Eve. No sound, no blinking lights, just this big illuminated form, said Terry Mouth. Federal Aviation Administration spokesman Ian Greger said there were no reports of UFOs. There were no unusual flight activity reported Tuesday night, Greger told ABCnews.com. The reports came few days after the discovery of a crop circle in Salinas, California, which also sparked speculations that were UFO related.
Tim Dennis.
Huh?
What kind of story you got for me now, nephew?
Well, we go to Texas, and interestingly enough, a man has come out and says that he has a picture of a Bigfoot that he has shot and killed. I have seen this picture. I actually saw a reaction from David Oman about this particular Bigfoot. He cries shenanigans.
Yeah, but David Oman's a ghost guy.
I know.
With a house in California that he claims is haunted by the spirits of Manson murders.
I know.
I don't know that he's necessarily the linchpin of the Bigfoot Society, but I would say looking at it, it looks like a character out of The Never-Ending Story.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. It looks a little too good to be true, but
I'm waiting for Yukon Cornelius to show up at any time.
I know.
Bumbles bounce!
It does have that look, doesn't it? A self-described Bigfoot tracker who claims to have shot and killed a Bigfoot in San Antonio in September of 2012 has released a picture of what he claims to be the face of the creature. Rick Dyer says testing on the body is complete and that he will hold a news conference in the coming days to show the body and the test results. His website says he'll then take the body on tour starting this month. Stops are planned in Katy and in Houston, but no dates have been set as of yet. Evidently, there'll be pyro and a rock band behind it. No, I'm kidding. His website admits he pulled off a hoax in 2008, but this time, gosh darn it, he says it's the real deal. Do you believe him?
Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Yeah.
Don't believe him, huh?
No. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on Mallie. Yeah, that's my take. All right. That's it. Mallie, what have you got for me?
George Romero.
I like that.
Yes. Zombie comics are about to get a real shot in the arm as the grandfather of modern zombie genre throws his hat into the ring to pen the most anticipated horror comic of 2014. That's right, folks. George Romero is writing a new zombie series for Marvel Comics. And true zombie fans can't wait to see what the master of The Walking Dead has to come up with. Empire of the Dead #1 from zombie godfather and horror visionary George Romero and Eisner Award-winning artist Alex Maleev promised to shake up the world of zombies and add a few twists along the way. Welcome to New York City. Years after a horrifying plague has swept the nation, the Big Apple is a quarantine zone, but that doesn't guarantee safety inside. Flesh-eating zombies roam within the remains of Manhattan, and they're not alone. Vampires lurk in the shadows as well, feasting on the living and the undead alike, and no one is safe. Like a surgeon, George Romero is once again using the horror genre as a scalpel, cutting through the surface of everyday life to expose society's undercurrents, said editor Bill Roseman. One could say that the vampires are the haves and the zombies are the have-nots. And us poor humans, well, we're the ones getting caught in the crossfire of their escalating war. It's a violent clash indeed, and Alex Maleev is bringing this undead battle to horrifying but beautiful life. What happens when the undead invade the city that never sleeps? Find out when Empire of the Dead #1 shambles into a comic shop near you this January. That sounds kind of cool. I'm not big into comics, but that sounds interesting to me.
I want to know if anybody's read that Archie, Afterlife with Archie comics, that zombie scenario. I'd like to know if it's worth buying. Because the commercials for it look great. I'm just curious.
I actually read comic. I'm trying to remember. I liked him on Facebook, but one of the websites, comic book websites, that rated it in their top 100, I think around number 50.
Okay.
The Undead Archies, and said it was rather compelling. They liked it.
Good.
But yeah, they ranked it within their top 100 comics of the year for 2013.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's nicely done.
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. All right.
So it's worth checking out.
Shall we get to some more stories?
Sure.
What happens when a jobless gypsy demands a new council house because hers is haunted? Well, the answer to that and more right after this. Why didn't the Time have more songs? They were great. When they hit, man, they had...
They do have more songs.
No, but I mean good songs.
They do
They have
have
3 or 4 good songs, and that's it. You really don't...
I could play another one for you.
I play the ones people know. I've seen the Time live at First Avenue. That was pretty cool. Were you there with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't remember, Tim. I was into the band. I just wanted to play Jungle Love and the Bird all night long. It had all the band members the night we were there. That's why Tim was excited, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jesse and Jerome was in the house.
Yeah.
Jesse. Yeah. All right, you're listening to the best in paranormal talk radio and 80s hit music. This is Darkness Radio on a Supernatural News Friday night. Supernatural News correspondent Tim Dennis, Mallie Fox, and me, your lovable and cuddly old Uncle Dave. Let's get back into some more Supernatural news. Tim, what have you got online for us, son?
Well, it turns out there was a mysterious Christmas Eve boom heard and felt around Canada.
Huh?
I know. Mm-hmm. Rumor has it was a lactose-intolerant Santa that was overfed.
Makes total sense.
Totally.
But maybe something else.
Really?
Yeah. Around 11 p.m. Christmas Eve, people reported hearing a loud boom in Toronto, Newmarket, Aurora, Belleville, Richmond Hill, and Sutton. That's a huge boom, by the way.
Boom, boom, shake, shake the room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not only was the boom heard, but it rattled houses. Oh, Santa.
I've had a couple of nights like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Leaving many to believe that a tree had fallen. I bet it had. And some tweet.
Oh, I just got it.
Yeah.
Ew.
How do you get rid of it?
But so far, there hasn't been an official explanation. Even more mysterious is that some people reported hearing booms at other times during the day as well, ranging from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Christmas morning. Wow. The United States Geological Service didn't record any seismic activity in Ontario, and there was no reports to the American Meteor Society. So what was it, you may ask? Well, the most likely explanation is that it was a cryoseism, also known as a frost.
I've had a couple of those.
Don't go in there.
I usually cry afterwards.
I've not only
Sweet mother of God.
Hold me.
I've not only cried, I've had a full-on breakdown. Also known as a frost quake. Yeah.
Had a couple of those, too.
I've shook to the point of almost freezing.
Yeah.
Cryoseisms are rare, localized seismic events.
Not in your house.
Mallie Fox, she fakes her cryogasms all the time.
They are rare indeed. Localized seismic events.
I just never figured out how to make one happen, Tim.
Well,
Does that make me a bad guy?
sometimes you got to be gentle, Dave.
Damn it, I'm
Gentle
Batman.
about it.
I don't know gentle.
I've seen a cryoseism in my life. That occur when a sudden drop in temperature freezes the groundwater, which then expands and cracks the soil and rock. The crack will release a sudden burst of explosive energy, resulting in a loud noise, Dave, and a shaking of the ground. Yep. Wow.
That was a very louder shaking.
I never hope I get old
So
enough that a fart
disappointed
joke
in
doesn't
you.
make you laugh, Mallie.
They usually, Dave, occur between midnight and dawn.
Yes, they do. I can agree with that.
Yep. Temperatures north of the city in Newmarket, Richmond Hill, and Sutton, for example, were chilly 20 below Celsius or colder on Christmas Eve. On January 18th, 2000, when temperatures were near 20 below Celsius in Sedoa, Ontario, 12 frostquakes were recorded in 2 hours.
Show off.
My, oh my, show am good.
Yeah.
Cryoseisms are rare, but they seem to be more common around the Great Lakes. Two similar events took place in the U.S. in 2011.
Life is complete.
2007. According to media reports.
Oh, my God. Melly looks like a Bing cherry. Her face is totally red.
Does.
Oh, God.
According to media reports in 2011, residents in southwestern Ohio and Indiana reported being awakened by a loud boom, as well as shaking of their homes. Evidently, it was a cryoseism for the record books.
Oh, yeah. You like that, baby? There's more where that came from.
A similar incident occurred in 2007 in Ohio. What is similar about these events and the Christmas Eve events is that all of them had recently experienced an ice storm. Is this the answer to the boom of Christmas Eve? We won't know for sure, but it does seem to be the most likely explanation. Then again, it could have just been, again, a very noisy Santa.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, can I follow that one up real quickly?
Sure.
With a backyard story here?
Oh, well, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Oh, no. I walked into that one.
Yeah, you did. Backwards even.
Dateline, Brainerd, Minnesota. Residents in the Brainerd Lakes area reported seeing flashes of light streaking across the sky and hearing a boom that rattled homes and buildings. And meteorologists say the reports are consistent with a meteor event. The report started flowing in to authorities on Friday between 9:30 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. The Brainerd Dispatch reported some residents said they saw a turquoise streak light up in the sky, and others say a bright light illuminated their homes, even darkened rooms where the drapes were closed. There's been no confirmation of a meteor, said Kevin Kajulis, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. However, the reports seem consistent with what happens when a meteor enters our atmosphere. There's no explanation, Kajulis said. He added that there were reports of meteor sightings the previous night in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. It's possible there will never be confirmation. If there were a meteor, it may have burned up completely in the atmosphere. If it broke into pieces, the fragments might never be found, since the sightings occurred in a rural area that's not densely populated. One factor in favor of finding it, though, is the fact that there's a foot of snow on the ground, Kajulis said on Monday. They'd probably be some sort of indentation in the snow, he said, but fragments aren't found before the snow melts. They might end up nestled. Do you say that T in the word?
No.
Like knife and a knife? Is it nestled?
Is it Nestle or Nestle?
I don't know. Nestles makes the very best. Nestled among the stones, or you may not look different enough to be distinguishable. Melissa Hansen and her husband were driving on Highway 25 when a bright turquoise light flashed across the sky and was visible for about 4 seconds. I had to ask my husband to slap me. At least that's what her husband's story was. I could not believe what I'd just seen. Around the area, residents called police to report a loud boom that shook their homes and rattled their windows. In East Gull Lake, Jenny Kavanaugh and her husband were in bed with the drapes closed when a flash lit up the inside of their room. A few seconds later, they heard the boom. This room is a rockin'. Don't bother knocking. We thought it must have been someone setting off fireworks, she said. We didn't hear or see anything after that, but it was crazy. Meteors sometimes cause sonic booms if they're traveling faster than the speed of
Santa Claus?
Exactly, Tim. Well played. All right, we have a minute left before the next break. You got a story for me, Tim? A short one, little itty bitty one? Mallie, do you have a really short one there?
I do actually have a short one.
All right, Tim, take it away.
We go to somewhere.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yay!
A dog walker has apparently spotted a Bigfoot-like sinister figure in Scotland. Community councillor Gary McTeague took a fuzzy, rather dubious photograph of the figure, already dubbed the North, I believe it's Muirton Sasquatch. That's according to the Courier UK. He says, my dog is usually quiet, timid. It started going mental. That's according to Mr. McTeague after posting said picture on Facebook.
My dog started going mental?
Mental, I tell ya! He said he managed to grab a quick snap on my phone before it ran off. Has anyone else seen this or know what it is? He says, I was pardon my language, crapping myself.
I nearly pooped my kilt.
But then managed to grab a quick snap on my phone.
Oh, I've snapped off a couple of quick ones like that before.
That's what I hear. And that's your story, and he's sticking to it.
Yeah, no doubt. Mm-hmm. Well, I've been put in my place by Leticia Philly Heil. Says the time did have a lot of hits. 777-9311.
Yep.
The Bird, Oak Tree, Jungle Love, Gigolos Need Love Too.
Yep.
A lot of great hits.
Yep. 777-9311, by the way. Not 9311.
Yeah. The Bird and Jungle Love, that's all I remember. I was a white kid in the suburbs. Uh-huh. Prince was pretty risky for me. Stay tuned. We've got more of the best in Paranormal Talk Radio coming your way. Probably more laughter and more snorting from our own Mallie Fox. This is Dave Schrader, Tim Dennis, and you're listening to Darkness Radio.
Beyond the darkness.
Welcome back to Beyond the Darkness. Again, I'm Tim Dennis filling in for Dave Schrader, and who's in merry old England this week and getting the bejesus scared out of him, I believe. I don't know. We'll find out more when he's back here in just a couple of weeks. A couple of reminder of how things are going to go this week. This week, although it's best ofs, we're going to do some wonderful programs. Tomorrow is our 150th episode here on the Jericho Network and Podcast One. So we're going to visit with Lorraine Warren, and we're going to tell the love story of Ed and Lorraine Warren and talk a little bit about some paranormal things and some investigating as well. But we're going to get a little bit about how they met. It's going to be a great episode. A little bit later in the week, we've got Dan Aykroyd, and believe it or not, we're going to revisit an episode with Gary Busey. I know. It's going to be a fun week, kids. And we'll do some Parashare later in the week, too. We're going to dedicate today to supernatural news. We're going to do a little Parashare later in the week when we visit with Gary Busey. So I'm spoiling you this week while Dave's away. How do you like that? Speaking of spoiling you, I got a little surprise for you. I managed to go back in the archives, and I found the first appearance of a certain friend of ours who hasn't been around since, believe it or not, 2013? Is that when he was around? I think that's the last time he was around. So here he is. I won't say his name, because if you say his name 3 times, he pops up and takes you to a magical street. But here he is.
Elmo, good evening.
Good evening.
It's Elmo, we're concerned.
Yeah.
Twinkies are gone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It is terrible,
Oh,
Elmo.
jeez.
And now you're gone. You're off TV.
What?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Funnily enough.
Elmo out of a job.
Yes. Funny enough. Twinkies vanishing, and the reason you're off TV has something to do with Twinks as well.
What?
Yes. It's not good, Elmo.
Elmo loves cream filling.
Yes. It's tasty. Sponge filled. Yeah, Elmo.
Oh, it's delicious.
What do you, Elmo, Mayan calendar?
What?
You guys do a lot of math. Elmo's obviously hard of hearing.
Yeah, Elmo only 3 years old, doesn't do math.
No. You do a lot of math on the show.
Oh.
And you know a lot about days of the week.
It's all teleprompters, Dave.
Teleprompters?
I don't do math.
No?
No.
What do you make of the Mayan calendar, Elmo? Do you think we're all in for the end of the world on December 21st, 2012?
Elmo thinks the guy who used a hammer to kind of carve out the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got tired. Carpal tunnel.
Carpal tunnel.
Yeah, it happened to the guy who used to work me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out he had some carpal tunnel. That's why I think he had to quit.
Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Elmo.
carpal tunnel. Uses his wrist too much.
Too much?
Yeah.
I don't think that was what got him in trouble.
What?
If he'd have stuck with just using his wrist, Elmo,
Well, that's true.
you'd still have a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give us the straight poop behind the scenes here.
What?
Is this thing on?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who,
Okay.
give us some backstreet gossip on the Count. He passed away earlier this year, too.
What?
Yeah. Were you? Elmo.
Elmo took a little bit of a vacation to Thailand.
Obviously.
It was very weird there. Elmo knew understand a lot about it.
What part of Thailand did you go to, Elmo?
Bangkok.
I knew it. I knew it. Ladies and gentlemen,
asked for it.
out of work Muppet and the one and only Beast. Since you are a monster, Elmo, will you come back from time to time? And
Most definitely, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you let me tickle you?
Well, just between you and me.
Yes.
If we can keep it off air and I can keep my job, sure.
Yes, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, Elmo, thank you for joining us.
You're very welcome.
That is hot. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got our own legend tripper, Jeff Belanger. More strange news. Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe. Stranger than that. Oh, Mallie, were you excited? I mean, you were in the presence of greatness. That was Elmo. Tim.
I know.
You know what's really weird?
I can't believe he was here.
Elmo and Olga Chocobar, their voices. All right, wait, hold on. Let me get. Let's see if we can get Olga.
That is a long line you had to dial there.
She's
Holy.
out in Cuba.
Long distance.
She's been in Cuba.
Oh.
Yes. Hold on. Yeah. Is Olga there?
Hello?
Yes, Olga?
He's pleased to talk to you?
Yes, Olga. Dave from
Yes.
Darkness Radio.
Hello.
Just wanted to hear your voice.
I wanted to hear your voice too, Dave.
It's very Olga and Elmo.
Yeah.
Have you two ever met? Maybe in Bangkok?
As a matter of fact, I was there just a little bit ago.
I thought so.
Yeah, it
Olga.
It was good.
All right, Olga, we're going to be calling upon you again later. Hope all is well. You're coming back to the show soon. We'll talk to you. Good evening and welcome to the show. This is the best in paranormal talk radio. It's a Friday night supernatural news and things have quickly gone off the charts, Tim.
Oh, yeah, that too.
The cart has left the rails this evening as it's been a laugh fest for 2 hours. We've even heard Mallie snort twice tonight.
I know.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah, we've got a lot more to share with you. You're listening to the best in paranormal talk radio. We're here 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday. Tonight, supernatural news from all around the world. On Monday, paranormal encounters. We want to hear from you, the listeners. 2 ways that you can share your stories. You can email them to me at dave@darknessradio.com. Make sure to make them into paragraphs that are legible, and feel free to use that thing called spell check. Uncle Dave would appreciate that a lot. Let's get back to some news, shall we?
Yes,
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still laughing about spell check.
Yeah, it's true. People drive me crazy with that.
Yeah.
How hard is it? It's a button. Punch the button. And then it fixes the words for you. Is that asking so much? That's all.
Maybe they're just being so creative and their juices are flowing that they just don't have time for that because then it'll ruin the moment.
Welcome to the Mind of Madness with Mallie Fox. Really? Is that it?
I don't know.
So when they get done, they're all done.
And they're just like,
they just can't hit spell check. Passionate people don't use spell check, Mel?
maybe.
When you cryogasm? A Viking metal rod, which left experts baffled for more than a century, has finally been identified as a magic wand used by a witch to cast spells. The staff, which was found in a 9th century grave, is curved at the end, causing it to be misidentified as a fishing hook or a spit for roasting food. However, archaeologists have now concluded that it was, in fact, a magical item belonging to a sorceress who was on the margins of society. They suggest that the reason it was bent before being buried was its owner was to remove its magical properties, possibly to prevent the witch coming back from the dead. It's intriguing, huh? Mm-hmm. The 90-centimeter long rod has been part of the British Museum's collection since 1894, when it was discovered in Norway's Romsdal province. So they found it around the same year we began the radio show.
Yeah.
Back in 1894.
Interesting.
It had been buried next to a woman's body alongside other valuable items, including an unusual plaque made of whalebone, implying that the person in the grave had a high status in Viking society. Its unusual shape with a knobby handle and a hooked end originally led historians to believe that it was a practical object used for catching fish.
Bet it was. Yeah. Huh?
Sexy time.
Yeah.
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 They later decided that it was, in fact, a skewer for roasting meat.
Bet it was.
Stop.
But after comparing the rod with other similar objects, experts have now reached a different conclusion. British Museum curator Sue Branning says that it was probably a magical staff. Thank you, everybody. Used to perform seether, a form of Viking sorcery predominantly practiced by women.
But
Our rod fits with a number of these rods that turn up in the 9th and 10th century in female burials, she told the Times. They normally take the form of those long rods with knobs attached to them.
Thank you.
The curve in the end of the staff is likely to have signified that it was being put out of use. That's usually what happens. Once it's got a curve, it's no good, right? Swerve of the curve. A common practice in the medieval period for grave goods, which were routinely broken when they were buried, bending or breaking the buried possessions of the dead could have served to neutralize their magical properties, preventing their former owners from casting spells from beyond the grave. There must have been some kind of ritual, Mrs. Branning said. This object was ritually killed, an act that would have removed the power of this object. Although Viking society, like most medieval societies, was dominated by men, some women were believed to have special magical powers, which made them influential figures. Mrs. Branning said these women were very well respected, but they were quite feared as well. They may have been on the margins of society. Because the Vikings were not converted to Christianity until around 1000 AD, there is strong evidence for importance of magic in the society at a time when the rest of Europe had largely abandoned the practice. Runes, the pre-Christian writing system used in Scandinavia and elsewhere, have long been thought to have been magical associations and were apparently used to tell the future. The witch's staff will go on display in the British Museum's new early medieval gallery, which is set to open on March 27th. The room will also contain highlights of the museum's collections, including the Anglo-Saxon treasures found at Sutton Hoo.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. You like that?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
you have a little tear.
It's a tear of joy, Mel. Mallie, what happens when you take a jobless gypsy, a council house, and a haunting?
What?
Well, Lisa Bowden, who has not worked for 15 years and claims 260 pounds a week in benefits, was given a newly decorated 2-bedroom home just 2 months ago. But she claims she can feel the ghostly presence of a former tenant and insists her gypsy faith forbids her from living in a home where someone has died. The 40-year-old mother of 4 is now asking Dartford Borough Council for a 3-bedroom house with a garden. I'd like to get rid of this 2-bedroom house with a ghost and get a 3-bedroom house with a garden. Seems like a fair trade.
It's a good
of
upgrade.
course.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
She was only given the keys to her neat flat in the pretty Kent village of Stone near Dartford at the end of October. When someone dies from a gypsy culture, we would burn the caravan, she said. It is forbidden for us to enter somewhere where someone has died. It's just not good for us. It doesn't matter that the man who died there was not a gypsy. I can feel his spirit, and it gives me the shivers. I can't live here. I always sleep with the light on and would never stay here at night on my own. The council need to give me a new home, one with a garden and 3 bedrooms so my daughter can visit. She currently lives with her 9-year-old son while her 15-year-old daughter lives with Mrs. Bowden's ex-husband. Ms. Bowden gets 70 pounds weekly employment and a support allowance and a $60 a week in child tax credits. She also rakes in 80 pounds each month in child benefit with her 90-pound weekly rent picked up by the taxpayer. In her publicly funded pad, Ms. Bowden has a large number of expensive gadgets and furnishings, including 2 flat-screen TVs, PlayStation 3 console, and Nintendo Wii games, a new leather sofa bed, and a microwave, kettle, and a toaster from Next. At Christmas, she bought an expensive new laptop for her 9-year-old son. When handed the flat by the council, who also pay her 90-pound-a-week rent, Ms. Bowden received nearly 200 pounds to redecorate, with a new bathroom and kitchen also fitted. Ms. Bowden was not worked since she was diagnosed with a lung condition in the late 1990s. She has even called in a priest to attempt to exorcise her flat, but claims she can still smell the death inside it. Ms. Bowden claims her haunted home is visited by the spirits of a previous tenant, Peter Bushby, who died in October, age 64, and his apparition is behind her worsening health. I had such a hard time with the council about this flat, she said. They made me ill. I think the council workers had it in for me. I told them I didn't want a flat where someone died, but they didn't listen and told me either I take that flat or I end up out on the street. A 3-bedroom house with a garden would be nice. That's all she wants, Mallie. I definitely need a garden so I can sit out and it will help my lungs, and 3 bedrooms so my daughter can come and visit more. She said many people think we're not educated and we're scroungers, but insisted she could read and was attending an adult learning course despite leaving school at 14. I want to be a beautician, but I can't work at the moment because of my ill health. Our people don't have the chance to get good jobs because we all left school so young, but I want my son to have the best opportunity, she said. Ms. Bowden, who racks up more than 12,000 pounds a year in tax-free benefits, said she frequently told her son the only way to get anywhere in life is to work hard, and that hard work is the key. A council spokesperson confirmed Ms. Bowden had made the bizarre demand, but added, we have no plans to rehouse Ms. Bowden. That's it. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Ghostesses or no. Got to stay. No garden for you, Ms. Bowden.
Aw.
Yeah.
But the smell of death is there, so there's a benefit.
Huh? All right, what have you got for us, Mallie Fox?
On last Friday, rumors leaked suggesting New York Knicks owners James Dolan informed the team that no trades nor any firings would be coming in the near future. A few players like center Tyson Chandler somewhat admitted to a meeting going down, but forward Meta World Peace, that's quite the name.
What's the name?
Meta World Peace, that's his name.
Meta World Peace.
Formerly Ron Artest, now Meta World Peace. He changed his name.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Not born Meta World Peace. I know it's hard to believe.
Meadowlark Lemon.
No,
real name.
not Meadow. It's
I know, but I'm saying
Meta.
Meadowlark Lemon, real name. Meta World Peace.
World
not.
Peace.
Two
Yep.
T's. Two T's, by the way. If you're spelling
That's what I said, Metata.
Meta.
Not Metata.
Not Metata. That's three
There's
T's.
two T's. No, Metata.
No, that's three. That's three T's. Metatata is three T's. It's Meta.
How about MWP?
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy. I got nothing. Meta World Peace, he changed his name to. Well, that's good. He's trying to bring about change. Mm-hmm. He's looking at that man in the mirror, and he knows the change had to come from him first.
I don't know that I'd go that far.
Man in the mirror. Ow, ow.
You're going to hurt something. Better be careful.
Yeah. All right. So Meta World Peace. What does he have to say? Why are we reading a sports story?
Well, and I'm getting to that.
Oh, good.
So he said he couldn't comment on the rumors because he wasn't in attendance.
Okay.
So why wasn't he in attendance? You know what his response was?
He was dealing with his bent wand.
A lot of NBA players do.
He couldn't sleep all night because of the loud thunderclaps in the sky and the cryogasms.
Yes.
He woke himself up by the cryogas. No, he said, I was in another galaxy yesterday with my galactic friends.
Of course.
So he says he's an alien.
Here. You think?
Yep.
He's an alien?
Mm-hmm.
Meta World Peace is an alien.
Yep. He's hanging out with his galactic homies.
Right.
I sounded so white when I said that.
He's hanging out with his galactic
homies.
Don't you know?
For shizzle.
For shizzle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My dizzle.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's a cryogasm, Mallie. So, Meta World Peace says he's an alien, and that's why I wasn't at the meeting.
Yeah.
Meta.
Metata. All right, what else you got for us?
Well, let's go over to England.
This is an interesting story.
Uh-huh.
Because, Tim, you know when you cut wood. Shut up.
I've never tried it,
like
but
I'm
if you
dealing
have.
with two 12-year-olds here.
You start laughing first.
I can't help it. I'm one of the 12-year-olds.
I hear John Wayne Bobbitt's wife cut wood
You
once.
cut the wood, and you know how there's patterns in the grain of the wood.
That's what I hear.
Right. This is what you've got to visualize. And for those of you that wish you could see over the radio, we've got the perfect fit for you. All you have to do is go over to darknessradio.com, click on the news tab, and you're going to see links literally for every news story that we talk. There's nothing fancy. We just put it up as easy as we can. They're literally just links. You can see every news story. All the pictures, all the video, everything that you can't share over the radio is there. Go for it now.
When teenager Jake Dowd prepared to fire up the wood burner at his home in Leeds, he made a discovery that was truly out of this world. The 17-year-old, who lives with his parents and brother in Temple Newsome, picked up a log only to see the face of a movie character, E.T., staring back at him. The grain of the wood bore striking similarities to Steven Spielberg's classic Alien. Jake said, I was shocked by how much it resembled E.T. We haven't decided what we're going to do with the log yet, but I don't think it's going to go in the fire.
Let's hang it on the wall, Ma.
Uh-huh.
That's a nice looking piece of wood.
That's pretty alien.
It's pretty. Looks like
wood.
E.T. to me, Tim.
Yeah.
It's alien. In a grain of the wood staring at me. But it really does.
Yeah.
You know,
It
some
was pretty
things you
cool
look at
looking.
it. Yeah, some things you look at and it's like, I don't see it.
Yeah, when they see something like Jesus in a potato
Yeah.
chip or something.
That's
And I don't
that's
see it.
Jesus, and that was a Cheeto.
Right.
Yeah, come on, Melly, get with it.
Well, things have
Act
been
like a
seen in
pro.
potato chips.
Did you guys? This is a flashback. Do you remember the old Johnny Carson
Yes.
show when he had the lady on who had all the potato chips in the shape of famous people, and she's showing them and all. And when she turns away, Johnny reaches down and grabs a bowl of chips and he starts eating them. And she turns with this panicked look and he goes, "Oh no, I didn't eat yours." It's one of the my favorite scenes. So cute because he's totally screwing with her. All right. Let's see what else we've got to share, Tim. What have you got for us over there?
Well, we go to Indianapolis, where an indie man stole brains from a museum and sold them for cash. Evidently, times is tough. The details sound like a plot from a bad horror movie. I say my R's correctly. Desperate for cash, a young man breaks into a warehouse to steal the brains of dead mental patients, and the body parts are later sold on eBay.
I picked up a brain from an Abby Abby Normal. Wasn't that from Young Frankenstein?
Right.
He sends Marty Feldman in to get the brain. Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go.
There we go. The storyline,
Apparently
however,
my version wasn't
is
good
real.
enough. Tim had to go to the original classic.
Fancy pants.
My humming and whistling wasn't doing it for him.
I just figured I'd save you some more. Authorities say David Charles, a 21-year-old Indianapolis resident, is accused of breaking into the Indiana Medical History Museum multiple times this year and stealing jars of human brain tissue and other preserved material. A tipster who paid hundreds of dollars on the online auction site helped bring the organ entrepreneurism to an end. The museum.
Let's see. I've got Lone Ranger lunchbox here on eBay. Yeah, I want to get that.
Yep.
That ends in an hour, $15.50. Let's go. I've got some My Pretty Pony pajamas. That's good. I like those. $22.50. I get that. Abnormal brain tissue. There it is. Yes. Excellent. eBay does have everything. What the hell? Who's going on eBay for body parts?
I don't know. Strange and unusual people. The museum is the site of the former Central State Hospital, which served patients with psychiatric and mental disorders from 1848 to 1994. Indianapolis police had investigated several break-ins at the museum's storage facility before a California police call led police to Charles, a San Diego man who had bought 6 jars of human brain tissue off eBay for $600. A bargain, if you ask me.
600. I'm going to go in there and bid $601.18.
Plus $70 shipping. Don't forget the $70 shipping. Called the museum after noticing labels on the containers and suspecting some kind of skullduggery, according to court documents. Detectives with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department used that tip to trace the transactions, eventually speaking to the eBay sellers who provided the brain tissue to the San Diego man. That seller had obtained the brain matter from Charles, according to police. Police set up a sting on December 16th. The eBay middleman arranged a meeting in the parking lot of a Southside Dairy Queen with Charles, the place where you want to arrange your meeting for brain tissue, in a Dairy Queen.
Well, I drop my kids off at McDonald's every other weekend.
Right.
I would go to Dairy Queen for brain tissue.
There you go.
It's kept on ice, Mel. Got to think it through.
Right. Who the day before stole 60 jars of human tissue from the museum, according to authorities and court documents. Once the parking lot deal went down, authorities said a bust was made.
Hey, buddy. Buddy, come here. You want to buy a brain out of my trunk? I got some good ones.
Is that like when they do like the rug sale
If I only had a brain.
out of the truck?
Yes.
Oh, I love those rug sales. Wonderful.
Put them up.
One person with Charles reached for a handgun and was tackled by officers.
What is this, like
Sweet.
gang violence?
Well, you know, when
Yo, G, can you hook me up with some of that there brain tissue?
when you're dealing brains, son,
I guess.
it's a
nephew.
rough game. You know what I'm saying? His name and the names of others involved in the case were redacted in the documents. Charles faces charges of theft, marijuana possession, because when you deal in brains, you got to get his eyes, son. and paraphernalia possession. According to court documents, investigators are also looking into the possibility of additional charges, said A.J. Deere, spokesman for the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. Whether others are facing charges is unclear.
Excuse me, is it a brain jar in your back seat, sir? I'm borrowing the car. It's not mine. I'm not. I'm holding it for a friend.
Man, I don't even know what in brains came from.
That's right.
I'm just holding on to them for a friend of mine.
I thought it was pickles.
Pickle.
Imagine my surprise.
I thought it was pickled cauliflower, son. I didn't know it was brains. The museum's executive director, in an interview with the Indianapolis Star, expressed dismay that anyone would steal the museum's artifacts. The organ tissues came from about 2,000 patients whose remains were autopsied from about the 1890s through the 1940s. It's horrid anytime a museum collection is robbed, Mary Ellen Hennessy Nottage said. A museum's mission is to hold those materials as cultural and scientific objects in the public interest. To have that disturbed, to have that broken is extraordinarily disturbing to those of us in the museum field. Nottage, who is grateful that much of the stolen material has been returned to the museum, said she spoke to the San Diego man who paid $670 on eBay for human brain tissue. He said he liked to collect odd things. That's according to her. That's the end of our story.
I like to collect odd things.
I do too.
Would you buy brain tissue off of eBay?
No, that's just nasty.
Where would you buy it, Mel?
Where would
Kmart parking lot? Blue light special?
No, I wouldn't buy it at all.
No
It would
brain tissue.
smell.
This is coming from the woman who thought, hey, that grave marker would look great in my basement. And bought
it
a
was
grave marker.
pretty. It was marble.
Yeah, and what happened when you brought it in your house?
I had bad juju.
Yeah.
And then I gave it to our intern.
Which one? The guy who's no longer here?
Yes.
Good job, Mel. How'd that work out? Things
Fine
have
for
turned
me.
around in your life.
Yeah, I
Intern
sold my
who?
house a week later.
Yeah. People were upset the other night that I didn't pay attention to all of our interns that have been part of the show. But, there's so many that have come and gone.
Announcing. Yeah.
I mean, we have Rookie, but he's kind of a snob now and on to his own thing. Now he's a morning
Just 'cause
show.
he's doing morning show.
Morning show guy. He's I'm not Rookie anymore. I'm Eric. Whatever. Nerd.
Yeah.
He was
Nerd.
fun.
No, he was a great guy when he wasn't so high and mighty.
Yep.
Oh.
Morning show.
Come down off thy pedestal.
Kiss my ass. All right. I did it, Tim. Just let me get my own one out there.
But you know what, though? You did such a good job by being his mentor. That's why he got the morning show.
Take him off our hands. Please, we can't handle this kid anymore. He's drunk every night. He never shows up, and when he does, he smells like Stoli.
It just
And Pop
oozed.
Rocks.
It oozed off of him. It oozed off.
No, he was a good kid. Good
He's
kid.
a very good kid.
For a drunk. Yeah, he's great.
Stop. I
No, I'm
hear
kidding.
jealousy.
But kind of jealousy.
For what? I already have my AA chip. I don't need
that's
another
true.
one. Yeah.
Tim ate it. It was good with ranch dressing.
Oh, it's delicious.
All right. What have you got next for us?
Hard to swallow that gold, though. We go to Amsterdam. Speaking of Rookie. I mean, what?
Oh.
A mission to put humans on Mars that drew 200,000 applicants has selected more than 1,000 candidates who will now be tested to come up with a final list of 24 would-be Mars dwellers. I love the Mars bars, by the way. I think they come from Mars as
Would you
well.
go to Mars?
Me? It's a 5-year mission just to get there. Then you got to do all this building to set up your own colony, and I'm a lazy guy.
You are.
Yeah, I probably not.
Mallie and I can attest to that.
I'm probably not.
Tim's the guy that shows up 20 minutes after you get done moving.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys? I brought the pizza.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, we could eat.
Meant to help you with that heavy object. Well, you know what it is? I'm a bigger guy, and they go, "Oh, big guy, you can move all the heavy stuff."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I got injuries.
Yeah.
You have a bum foot.
I do.
I
Yeah.
don't believe it.
I did
You're just
that.
getting out of helping people move.
I broke it on purpose so I wouldn't have to help people
I
move.
believe that.
Mars One was set up in 2011 by two Dutchmen who had the goal of establishing permanent human life on Mars in 2025. They hope the project will be
In
funded
the year 2525.
2025.
2025.
Yeah, that's 500 years afterwards.
All right. Well,
They hope the project will be funded by investors in the rights from the documentary. It says documentary come reality TV broadcasting of the tests, training, and final selection. The 1,058 candidates who got through to the first round come from all over the world. By far the largest number, 297, are American, followed by, I'm sorry, guys, 75 Canadians.
Why do I smell like an MTV reality show? This is MTV, The Real World Mars.
Oh, gosh.
When people stop being astronauts and start being real.
There's also 62 Indians involved in this deal as well.
Really?
297 Americans.
3 little Indians.
I think maybe from the country India.
They'd still be Indians, you said, right?
But that's not what the song's about.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn it.
So 297 Americans, 75 Canadians, 62 Indians, if you're keeping score at home.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Who probably won't make it to Mars.
No.
Probably wouldn't make it out of orbit, actually. No. They must now undergo rigorous tests, including simulations of life on Mars and coping with isolation. According
What?
Yep.
What?
I know.
What?
Yep.
All right.
Co-founder Baz Lonsdorp said.
Baz Luhrmann?
No.
I love his movies.
No, that's not him. The challenge with 200,000 applicants is separating those who we feel are physically and mentally adept to become human ambassadors on Mars. That's not me.
How many people are they looking for?
Let me go back in the story.
It wasn't many. Was it like 24 or 25?
Yeah, listed 24.
Out of a cross-section of 2,000 people, do you really think you could find 24 people that aren't nuts?
No.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Got a drippy nose.
Okay.
Allergies in this room are killing Tim. Mallie and I are dying in here.
We are.
Yeah.
It's radioactive in here, much like Fukushima. The challenge with 200,000. I'm sorry, I know. Well, it's safe harbor now. I think I can say Fukushima and mixed company.
Not a leaky Fukushima, though.
Okay. The challenge with 200,000 applicants is separating those who we feel are physically and mentally adept to become human ambassadors on Mars from those who are obviously taking the mission much less seriously, Lansdorp said. I think it's probably the 297 Americans who aren't taking it seriously.
Could be.
Yeah.
I have a hard enough time flying over to Europe, let alone a trip to Mars.
Don't worry, Mal, you're not on the short list.
I know. I might be on the short bus, though.
Short bus to Mars. That's the name of our new
That's
band.
the name of the reality show.
I'm looking the window.
Mallie.
What?
That's hateful. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out about poltergeist behavior that's haunting the St. John's family and weird San Diego, the strangest San Diego news of 2013. This city's got a lot of weird stuff. Stay tuned. More Darkness Radio continues right after this. Good evening. Welcome back to the show. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Dave Schrader. Along with me, Mallie Fox, Tim Dennis. My tummy hurts a little bit tonight from laughing too much. My cheeks hurt. My tummy hurts.
That's good. I wonder how many calories we burned.
Not enough with the way we keep shoveling down powder sugar donuts during the show.
That's true.
We're just trying to build that energy back up. We've got more strange and supernatural news for you. Poltergeist behavior haunts a St. John's family. A doll that won't stay in the same location and other strange happenings are giving a St. John's family goosebumps. Judy Ryan, her partner, and her 4 sons moved into a home in the East Meadows neighborhood in the East End of St. John's last month. The house, built in the 70s, is an ordinary home in a nice neighborhood, but Ryan's son Julian noticed strange things happening shortly after the move. A small yellow doll that Julian, 17, made in home ec class ended up on his pillow instead of in the nightstand where it is usually kept. I tried to talk to Julian. It's nothing. Maybe he's hallucinating. I came downstairs because he was afraid to come down, and I came into his room. And you have to understand, his doors were locked into his basement in-law apartment, right? Ryan said. When I came down and I shook the bed covers looking for the doll underneath the pillow, and I couldn't find it. So I looked under the bed. It wasn't under the bed. So I started opening the drawers, and it's back in the drawers. So I took the doll. As I entered the room, I had these shivers come up my spine, and it was just really creepy. You get goosebumps like I have right now because I'm in this room. She hid the doll again in the library area of the house. We went around about our things throughout the day, and as I was going upstairs to put my 7-year-old to bed, the doll was on my pillow. It was in my bedroom on top of my pillow on my side of the bed, she said. Ryan said that freaked her out. She also thought maybe the kids were playing a prank, but didn't truly believe that. So I took the doll again and I hid it again in another spot underneath the sink in a sort of like, I have a dressing area, she said. I came back and that doll was downstairs in front of my son Adrian's bedroom door. And my son Julian came back and the lamps were tipped over in his bedroom and his skateboard was on top of his TV, which is a very large TV. She said her son Adrian, 14, feels as though he's being followed and has heard the handle of his closet jiggling. Ryan has also heard a tapping from the main floor at night. Julian and his mother said that they've both been in the bedroom when the radio is off and that they hear static coming from it. They say there's a constant chill in the basement. They blast the heat, but yet it's never truly getting warm. A friend of Ryan's posted an entry about the house on Facebook. He received a lot of responses, everything from advising the friend to move, contacting a medium, or setting up cameras to record any activity. People also shared their stories of odd things happening where they lived. Well, Ryan decided to go to a psychic, Trudy Oakley, who reads cards and says she can see spirits and talk to them. Judy recorded the reading. It went on for a while, but here's a little bit of it. There's actually 2 girls in your house. One is older, one is 3, one is 7. The other girl, there's the older lady. There's 2 little girls here, not one. One is 3, one is 7. The 7-year-old is the one looking for her father. The 3-year-old, that's the one fooling around with your youngsters, Oakley told Ryan in a recorded reading. The 7-year-old is more, she kind of says stop, but it's the 3-year-old who's moving everything. She wants attention. No, she wants your child to know that here's your dolly. The psychic told Ryan that the spirits were dead about 70 years, even though the house hasn't been there that long. She thinks that they may have come with Ryan from somewhere else. Oakley said she thinks the father possibly died during World War II, and the mother and 2 children also died around the same time, but are separated from him. Right now, the family is planning to stay put. They are slowly adjusting to the weird presence in their home. However, Ryan says they may contact a priest or use a medium to clear the home of whatever is there. Now, that story and all the rest of the stories we've been reading will be on darknessradio.com. Just click on the news tab, and you'll find all of the links to every news story for about the last 3 or 4 weeks. And we'll keep updating those every week for you. Let's go here, there. Now, here, there, where, now. Ready?
Exactly.
Let's do it.
Weird San Diego, the strangest San Diego news of 2013. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
San Diego isn't just America's finest city, it's also one of the weirdest. People in San Diego think they're normal, and those are the weirdest ones of all, said La Mesa resident and Huffington Post weird news writer David Moy. Growing up in San Diego was perfect training for his very weird job, he said. In the past 12 months, there were all sorts of strange goings-on, including a UFO sighting over a Santee, an Easter bunny getting a traffic ticket, and a man arrested for pimping while wearing an I Make Pimping Look Easy t-shirt.
If I had $1 for every time.
Right. Here, Moy, who routinely tallies millions of page views for odd news stories from around the world, picks 99 nutty San Diego stories that didn't get much attention but are worth their weight in weird. Here's just a couple of the ones that he has on his list. San Diego man arrested for pimping while wearing a I Make Pimpin' Look Easy shirt. Motorcyclist Easter bunny pulled over for speeding. Shirtless man smears feces on car.
Ew.
People are weird.
This is nasty.
God, people are weird. Jersey Joe's pizza owner accused of
Oh, I don't even want to know this one.
releasing at work.
Ugh.
Jesus appears on a window at a Hard Rock hotel. They sure it's not just like Jim Morrison?
Might just be the lead singer of a local band.
Could be.
Yeah.
Thieves steal Hooters jukebox thinking it's an ATM.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
262 pounds of pot fall from the sky, and a UFO spotted over Santee. San Diego hosts the first ever laughing championship. That's just some of the 99 stories, and we have that link up so you can follow it and find all of the 99 stories that he put together.
Was the laughing championship after the 262 pounds of pot fell from the sky?
Weird how that happens, isn't it? Huh. Weird how that happens. Yeah, Jersey Joe's Pizza. You might want to avoid that.
Yes.
In San Diego, Mel.
I think I shall.
I hear their hand tossed crust is delicious.
A
little salty, though.
No.
Oh!
It's their thick sauce that gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Mallie's going to talk to us about some of the movies coming out for 2014. Yeah. Stay tuned. More of the best in Paranormal Talk Radio happens right after this. Mallie Fox. Like Tim Dennis. Like Dave Schrader. You know what I want to do?
What?
I feel like dancing now. Mind if I get up and do it?
No,
Do
go
it.
ahead. Oh, that's gonna be taken out of your paycheck.
You might be feeling that tomorrow.
Didn't know my feet were so agile, did you know? Wait till I do the splits. Ready?
Yep.
Oh, dear God.
Oh.
Did you tear something?
I think his voice is going to be a little bit high.
Kiss. Welcome back to the show. So I've got a listener tuning into past episodes of Darkness Radio and
Okay.
finally came up with an answer for me on a strange issue I had once.
Oh,
Yes. A true medical condition.
okay.
Are you ready for this? Mm-hmm. We've talked about the alien hands syndrome, where people, their hands start acting out and doing whatever they want, choking people and acting weird, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what the pizza guy's going to use that as his claim.
I would.
But I once had this experience when I first moved up to the city. So it was probably around 1991, and I was working for this company, a sales company, and I was having a hard time. I'm an insomniac anyway.
Right.
But I can literally say over the period of like 4 or 5 days, I've maybe slept an hour and a half, 2 hours a night tops. And one day I was lighting it up at work, just sale after sale after sale. And they check your calls.
Right.
And they're listening to me, and I'm just on fire, killing. They're scanning, making sure that I'm literally doing the sale.
Uh-huh.
So my boss comes over to congratulate me, and he sees me taping my hand. And I've bent my pinky over on my right hand, and I'm taping it down as I'm talking to my clients, and I'm just knocking out sales. And my boss taps me after I get off the phone. He goes, "Man, you're doing a great job today." He goes, What are you doing there? What are you doing with your finger?" He said, "Yeah, I fell asleep last night for about an hour and a half, and somebody took my pinky and replaced it with this one." And then I went back to my phone, and my boss, Kent Walker, looked at me like, What? And I was positive. I mean, I could tell you that it was like a dotted line. I could see where they had fashioned a new pinky and part of that hand onto my hand. And it was just irritating me. So he tapes a little bit later. He's like, what are you going to do? I'm going to cut it off a little later. I just want to tape it down so it stops bothering me. So about 5 minutes later, my boss, Greg Cleary, calls me into the office, and he's like, "So Dave, you're really ripping it up today. How you doing, buddy?" I'm like, "I'm doing great. Doing great." This has got to be one of the best sales days in our company's history with what you're doing. I'm like, "That's great." And he goes, "What's going on with your hand?" I said, I haven't been sleeping a lot lately. I think something's going on. And when I woke up, I slept about an hour and a half last night. When I woke up, somebody had replaced my pinky, this whole part of my hand. He goes, "Yeah, what are you going to do about it?" I said, "I'm going to cut it off when I get home." He's like, he goes, "Let's not do that, Dave." Because let's just, so he and Kent colluded together. And what they did was they drove me home and followed me in the car. And, Kent drove my car. They stopped at Walgreens, and they went in, they got me Benadryl and NyQuil and brought me into my house, made me take the Benadryl and NyQuil in front of them. And they sat there and talked to me until I started dozing off. And they said, "You just come to work when you feel better." And I'm like, "All right, I'll be in tomorrow." They're like, "All right, well, if you can do it, you just get some sleep now." I'm like, "Okay." I woke up 2 days later. 2 days later, wondering why the hell my finger was taped down.
I probably had no feeling after being taped down for 2 days.
No, actually, the tape was off.
Oh, okay.
I was totally loopy on that. Well, here's body integrity identity disorder.
Okay.
Or BID.
Okay.
Sufferers of bizarre medical condition called body integrity identity disorder, who are otherwise totally sane,
totally
feel as if one of their body parts, their right foot up to the mid-calf, for example, shouldn't be there. The limb seems horrific and alien. They can usually draw a line in the exact place where they desperately wish to have it removed. The neuroscientist Vilyana Ramachakadan recently uncovered the cause of this condition. BID sufferers are missing parts of their body, image map in their brains. Their unwanted limb is not correctly mapped onto the corresponding brain region, leaving them feeling extremely uncomfortable with it. There is currently no cure but for the uncharted limb to be removed. And when a sympathetic surgeon agrees to amputate, BID sufferers report feeling infinitely happier. So see, had they just let me cut my pinky off and get rid of this crazy alien version that was tied on, I might be a better person today. Now we know. Now we know. And that's the other side of the story, Tim.
I guess.
Mallie's got some stories. What's going on in the world of movies for the 2014 season, Mal?
Well, did you ever see the movie The Woman in Black?
Yes. With,
I liked it.
Daniel Day-Lewis from Harry Potter. Right?
I think it's Radcliffe.
My left sorcerer of foot or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, Harry Potter. Yeah.
Well, they're planning on making sequels.
Really?
Yeah. So producer
Woman
Simon
in white,
Oakes.
woman in gray, woman in polka dots.
Yeah, I like hot pink personally.
You would.
I know. But producer Simon Oakes says he's definitely planning 3 or 4 when it comes to his plan for the adaptation of Susan Hill's novel. If your second's successful, then your third, then you've got a franchise. I just don't believe in the notion that you can press a button and create a franchise, but I mean, I'm definitely planning 3 and 4, Oakes said. The second film, The Woman in Black, Angels of Death, is slated for UK release on February 13th. Oh, this one's 2015. So we're jumping ahead here. I know. But Jeremy Irvine is tapped to play the new male lead with Phoebe Fox and Helen McCrory in supporting roles. The horror movie is adapted from Susan Hill's novel of the same title. Tom Harper serves as director, replacing James Watkins, who helmed the first film. I'm looking forward to it because I really liked the first one. So
I thought the first one was okay.
I liked it.
It reminded me of the others. It was
yes, but I love that movie
right,
too, though.
It was an understated movie, very quiet and, subtle. I didn't like
the woman was
the first time I saw it, but yeah. So, all right, what else you got for us?
Zombies.
Yes, please.
Yes. We all love them, right? But from time to time, we admit that the zombie genre is becoming oversaturated, and many of them are regurgitating the same formula.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it's nice to shake things up a bit, and it appears as if the upcoming zero-budget British zombie film, Death Walks, is set to reinvent this subgenre, or so they say.
Let's hope it's a found footage movie.
So you can get nauseous and throw up all over.
Oh, this is a beautiful. I love this.
You can check out the new trailer on horror-movies.ca for Spencer Hawkins' latest film. And the synopsis is: late one night, a group of lone workers in a shop center are visited by a sinister force. Think you know the zombie movie genre? Think again. Death Walks reinvents the zombie movie and spins your beliefs on your head. And this film is currently gearing up to hit the festival circuit, but being a zero-budget film, they need a helping hand to get into some of the festivals. So if you'd like to help, you can make your way over to their Kickstarter page and see what you can do.
I'm not sold. I'm not sold at all.
You're not?
Nah. I mean, I'll check it out, I guess.
Zombie knockout boxing.
Yeah.
3 magical words that could make a great film, like a Rocky film.
Zombies
with zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got for me, Mal, in the way of movies that are actually coming out this year, then?
Okay. Actually coming out this year, we've got Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, which you guys saw last night.
Right. If you missed out, I left after about 50 minutes because I was so sick I couldn't handle any more of the moving camera, but I gave it, a 1.5 for overall entertainment because it made me sick. But, the first 45 minutes or so of it was fun and entertaining. Tim gave it 3 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
And
I said go see it.
One of our listeners called it and gave it 5 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was overall.
He was very excited.
He was exuberant about it. Yes. All right, go ahead, Mel.
Well, on January 17th, the movie Devil's Due is coming out. It's about a young couple documenting their pregnancy, but they discover that things aren't going as planned, as in the unborn child might be the Antichrist.
Wah, wah. Sounds like the beginning of a great sitcom.
That trick
But
never
you know
worked.
what, though? I think it's found footage because it says, will audiences want to see another found footage horror movie as soon as after the latest Paranormal Activity?
No. No.
Yep.
My tummy hurts.
Oh. Then on January 24th, the I, Frankenstein movie's coming out.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is in that too, isn't it? Daniel Radcliffe, I think, is in I, Frankenstein.
Yes, I think you're right.
He plays the Igor character.
Yes. And Aaron Eckhart is the as the turbulent creation of the famous scientific experiment.
It's my Frankenstein.
Yeah. So that's coming
Not to be
out.
confused with my Stallone.
And then on February 14th, Vampire Academy, where it's Mean Girls meets Harry Potter in this.
With Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yes.
Dang it.
And Aaron
no, I'm
Eckhart.
just kidding. In this adaptation of the young adult book series about a high school for vampires. It's directed by Mark Waters, the director of Mean Girls, and the screenplay is by his brother Daniel Waters, the writer of the cult classic Heathers.
Okay.
So those are the horror ones that are coming out in the next month.
That's just in the next month. You got any
Yeah.
more? We got about a minute left, unless you have a short story in there, Tim. You got a minute-long story? Look like you're smelling something bad. It's a yes or no.
I got
It's that
one.
darn Jell-O
If Mallie
again.
doesn't, I do.
We have 45 seconds left. And go.
Lightning strikes killed fewer people in the U.S. in 2013.
Yay!
Yay!
Go, lightning strikes.
Just 23 people died as a direct result from lightning strikes in 2013, according to figures.
Striking again and again and again.
Or this one, too, yeah. It's in contrast with 1943, the
bringing me
deadliest
down.
year, I'm sorry, for lightning strikes in the U.S. when 432 people were struck and killed.
Wow.
Again, that was 1943. Bad year to be hit by lightning.
Why, you kids don't know lightning strikes. When I was a boy, 400 people died of lightning strikes a year, and they liked it. They loved it.
It was another good year in terms of lightning fatalities in the U.S., according to John Jensenius.
Jingleheimer-Schmidt.
That's right. He was the specialist in lightning safety at NOAA. He contributes it, believe it or not, to a lack of tinfoil hats.
No.
Yep. And not carrying your golf clubs outside during a storm.
Rat farts! Thank you very much for listening to the show. This is the best in paranormal talk radio. Darkness Radio.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of a special flashback of supernatural news. I hope you got plenty of laughs out of it. I got a ton of laughs out of it. I loved today's episode. Like I said, tomorrow, 150th episode here on the Jericho Network and Podcast One. We want to thank ahead of time Chris Jericho and the wonderful people at Podcast One. It's been a wonderful 150 episodes, and we are looking forward to many, many more. Tomorrow, Lorraine Warren in a best of here on Beyond the Darkness, and later on in the week, Dan Aykroyd, Gary Busey, and much, much more. We got lots of stuff to look forward to this week. And next week, we've got all new shows. So great stuff coming up here on Beyond the Darkness. Take care. Have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow right here on the best in Paranormal Talk Radio. This is Beyond the Darkness.